because you do not want to miss this next interview. First of all, this interview has been literally years in the making. Since the beginning of Kempire Radio, we've wanted to have this next singer-songwriter here on the show. Not only is she a talented songwriter, but she is an amazing singer. We had no idea how incredible the range of our next guest's voice was. Probably not until we heard her start doing some covers on YouTube. And she already released a really successful album. Please welcome for the very first time to Kempire Radio's TKIF, the incomparable Tiffany Evans.
Yes.
Tiffany.
Hello.
First of all, we're excited to have you here on the show finally.
I'm excited to just be on the show. You guys are amazing and have been very supportive for many years, so I'm very excited as well.
We really love your new EP, 143. That's really, really good.
Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you.
And you worked with some really talented writers as part of you too. Co-wrote all of it, right? You co-wrote all of the songs.
Absolutely. Some I even wrote by myself. This EP has been in the making for 2 years, I think, and I didn't. It was like that because I didn't want to release it, and I believe that first impression is a lasting impression, and to me, this was my first impression in 5 years.
Wow.
My first effort in 5 years, so I wanted to make sure that everything was right when I gave it to you guys, and that everyone just loved the music, and it got a great response. So I'm really happy that I took my time and did what I needed to do to make sure that everything was in this place.
And your fans have really been loyal for a very long time. We haven't really had a full-fledged album in a long time, but they still go very hard for you. How does that feel?
It's amazing, especially when you've had so many delays and, so many things that you haven't accomplished yet. It's beautiful to have a group of people support you and just stand by you no matter what. Even if they get an album 10 years later, they're still like, we're waiting on you. We want to hear from you, and we still support you. So it's a really, really beautiful thing to have that kind of support. And it's very rare, so I'm thankful for it.
The music industry, we hear it from so many different artists, and most recently we heard from Toni Braxton, where she said that she's not feeling passionate about the music, so she's stepping away and not recording anymore. With all the ups and downs that you've gone through in the music industry, did you ever think to yourself, what, I can't do this anymore?
Absolutely. Actually, a few years back, I remember having this conversation with my husband, and I was just like, man, it's so much going on, and, all I want to do is just get this music out. I want to be able to give my fans what they've been waiting on and what they deserve, for so many years. And I said, I think I'm losing the passion. And when I said that, he immediately responded with, no, you never lose the passion. You may get a little weary and you get tired, but you never lose the passion for something God gave you. And this is who you are. You can't, music is you. So you can't lose that passion. And he just, built me up from that point on, and I had to realize, sometimes we're going to go through things where things won't work out how we expect them to. But if you have a gift and you know that God gave it to you and you have a purpose for it, you have to push and you have to just get it out of you. And that's what I've been doing these last few years, is just making sure that I'm able to give my fans what they have been waiting on. And 143 is the result of that. So I'm excited for what's about to happen next year.
If you guys just tuned in, is of course TKIF Think Kemp is Friday here on KempireRadio.com. We're live with Tiffany Evans. Her new EP, 143, is available. We're going to be posting links everywhere on our Twitter, our Facebook, everything like that, so you can download it. It's free, so you can't beat that.
Yes.
Especially when it's great, especially when it's really great music. You're like, "Ooh, I get this for free."
Thank you.
Tiffany,
thank you.
The music business, as I mentioned before, people go through their ups and their downs in there. What exactly was it in regards to, because a lot of people have been waiting for a long time to get music from you. What do you think it was that's been the thing that's been the biggest deterrent in your career so far?
Ooh, honestly, I believe that I started in this business, number one, when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
And I got signed to Sony Columbia at the age of 10.
Mm-hmm.
After Star Search and after, getting signed, it was more so like, okay, she has the talent and she has an amazing voice, but how do we make her believable to the masses? Like, how do we make what kind of songs do we put on her? Like, and I think it was a combination of my age and as well as growing up in front of people that it was just hard to figure out what to do with me next. Mm-hmm. And me personally, that's why I kind of took that. Well, I actually took the break that I took back in 2000 after my first album came out. I took that break because I knew I had to grow up. I knew that I had to become a woman. I had to learn some things, and I knew that at that point people weren't going to take me seriously. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's kind of what my label, was thinking at that point. And I mean, they have been amazing. They were amazing to me. They supported me in every way. But I think, my age and me not being able to sing about, love for real and people actually listening to it and believing it was an issue, because they're like, oh, okay, well, she's 12, she has an amazing voice, or she's 13, she's 14, and she's talking about love. Well, yeah, that's not really believable, Yeah. So I think at that point I just had to grow up, and that's why I took the break. I took it because I just needed to go through some things and be able to write about those things and actually let people know that I experienced them so that they can relate to me.
And because of these different experiences in the business, I mean, now you're the head of your own imprint. How has that prepared you for this part of your career?
Oh man, in so many ways. When I parted ways with Sony, I said to myself, I said, the next time I go to a label, if I go to a label, I want to make sure that I know the business aspect of this entertainment stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be an artist. I don't want to, be told what to do or, expect people to inform me on things that, I should know myself. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure I do my research and understand this business for myself. And starting a company has benefited me and so it's been so beneficial to me in so many ways, and I'm more hands-on, of course, and the work is tougher because if you're the head, then everything trickles down from you, and every decision you make has to be on point and correct. And I'm in the learning phase right now, but it's been great to me. It's been great because now when I do approach a label, if I go to a label or if I have to have a meeting and, it's about my career, I'm able to stand firm and make the proper decisions that I need to make sure that, we are successful. Mm-hmm. So it's been pretty amazing, and I'm excited for what's coming next. I mean, I have a lot to learn. I don't put myself on a pedestal like, okay, well, I'm a CEO, so I'm above, everyone else. It's not like that. I have a lot to learn, but I'm excited for it, and I'm excited that I am learning. So that's the biggest thing.
Well, Stephanie, and are you in talks with maybe a major label to collaborate on releasing music?
Well.
I mean, you don't tell us the label. If you want to, you can, but
I would love to just, break some news, on KEMPIRE Radio, but we may have to set that up for another time. Okay. But I will say that there have been several talks,
okay.
to partner up with labels.
if they've listened to 143, they know they're missing out on something right there.
Oh, absolutely. And it's so amazing because, something in my spirit just told me, just all you need to do is just release this EP. Just release it. Stop being nervous. Stop being scared. Release it. And, let it work. Let God work and make it what it needs to be. And, man, when I tell you everything just shifted after 143, it's been crazy. Like, I wish you guys could be a fly on the wall.
Wow. Well, shout out to Team Tiff underscore MD. They want to ask you. They said, ask Tiff, when is Take One, the webisode, coming out?
Oh, okay. Well, here's another thing. Okay, so with Take One, we have been editing and putting footage together, making sure that everything that I need you guys to know and everything that you guys want to know is in these episodes. So Take One, the first episode, is pretty much ready. We actually just have to set a date for promotion when we're going to start pushing it and whatnot. But it's going to come out Tiffany Tuesday, next week.
Next week, okay.
Yes.
That's
next week. And I actually just made that decision, but it has to come out. And that's another thing that has been waiting for, a long time. But it's ready, and I'm ready to give it to you guys. So you guys will get it next week on Tuesday.
One question I always wanted to ask you, because, when you came out, and you did, Promise Ring, and Ciara was on the single. How did the collaboration with you and Ciara come about? And are you guys still cool and hanging out and chilling and talking every once in a blue?
Well, actually, that whole situation came about because I was managed by her manager.
Okay.
At that time, and she heard the record. She actually played Ciara Promise Ring, and it was a completely different record. Like, until Collie Park came in and just revamped the whole thing. But it was actually a pop record. And she played Ciara the record, and, Ciara just opted to, jump on the record and do something funky and cool. And it actually worked out really, really well. And, that's how that happened. And we we had a talking relationship for a long time. We, checked in with each other, made sure everything was cool. And, we talked about certain things. And now, it is what it is.
Wait, so
I haven't heard from her.
Oh, wait, she didn't send a baby gift?
What did you say? Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if she knows I have a baby or whatever, but I think she's been doing her thing, and she's been really, really focused, and I'm really proud of her and what she's doing, and definitely. I'm supportive, and I know that, I know that she loves me, but we have not spoken, so, it is what it is.
Ciara, you're going to need to call and send a gift.
Honey, no, she's good. I just, I'm proud of her and everything that she's doing, and I'm sure she's keeping tabs on me somewhere. But she was a great lady to be around, regardless if we are speaking or not. She was just an amazing person. So, shout out to Ciara.
Definitely. If you guys just tuned in, of course, Miss Tiffany Evans is finally here on TKIF on Campus Friday. Tiffany, we talked a little bit about the baby, but when you announced your pregnancy and your marriage and everything like that, you had a lot of critics during that time because you were so young and having a baby. Can you? I mean, I know you may have addressed it on Twitter, but can you here on KEMPIRE Radio for the very first time just respond to the critics of those that some people felt that you only announced that you were married was because you were pregnant? Well, can you tell us a little bit about what was going on there?
That's crazy. And I know, like, a lot of situations happen like that where, a young woman gets pregnant, her and the boyfriend decide to get married and whatnot. That happens. That actually happened with my older sister. But that is not the case over here. I was actually married for 2 years before baby came. Wow. And, my husband, he has He's just been, we've been friends for a long time. We were friends for a long time, and, then we fell in love and, got married. And we were, I think, actually, you know what? Let me just be honest.
Of course.
I wanted to have a baby. We both wanted to have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? Why not? We're married. We love each other. We're stable. So why not? Let's just have a baby. And we prayed about it. And and we were trying. A lot of people don't know that, we were trying, and there were times where I was just like, oh, I'm not pregnant yet. Oh, my gosh, I'm so sad and whatnot. But those times that we were trying and I went to the hospital and I'm like, okay, I'm not pregnant yet. I was actually pregnant. So, it was something that we were ready for.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the whole, marriage situation, I've always loved my husband. My husband has always loved me. Mm-hmm. And, I believe in, if you're going to shack up with someone, you might as well, you got to marry them. You have to, and I wanted him to make me an honest woman, and he did. And, he's the person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. Trust me, trust me. If you guys see us, you will know that we're going to be together forever. We just have that kind of relationship. But, I can't really say anything to shut people up because I know people are going to talk, mm-hmm. and I know people are going to still have their, opinions about what's going on over here. And, they'll try to make my business theirs, but no one really cares. But all I can say is that you can't really put a stamp on love and when you receive it and what age you receive it. It just happens, and if you love someone, you know it, and that's what it was for me and him over here. So that's why we are married, and that's it. Really.
What has marriage taught you?
Woo! Look, marriage, man, it's unity. Mm-hmm. Marriage is unity, and if you are not on the same page, or if you are not willing to humble yourself or submit yourself to one another, you can be in for some craziness. And that's why, a lot of people, they don't want to back down, from certain things. Like, say if you get in an argument and, your feelings are hurt and you want to express something, but the other person doesn't agree with what you're expressing. Well, you have to learn how to just be like, you know what, Lord, I love my husband or I love my wife and I feel this way about, this certain issue or whatever, and I'm just going to let you handle it. I think a lot of people don't, they just don't want to back down from certain situations. They don't want to take the time to be like, you know what, this is someone that I love, so I'm just not going to push their buttons, or I'm not going to try to press them into doing what I want them to do or believe what I want them to believe. But marriage is just standing in unity, and it's actually, even when you have disagreements, it's being mature enough to disagree and still walk around happy and joyful and loving each other, and not affected at all by disagreements and arguments and whatnot. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. It is a lot. It's about humble toward one another, and if you can't be humble, then you're just going to have a whole bunch of problems. And it's about putting your pride down for that person.
Most definitely.
And, it has taught me a lot, especially in business. Like, you have to be on the same page with people you are working with. It's almost like in the music industry, like when you have a company and you have all these people working with you, working for you, it's like, all of you guys have to be on the same page. If there's discord, it's gonna fall. So everyone has to understand, a certain way. And if you guys are not understanding that certain way, then you're gonna have some trouble. So marriage it's not the easiest thing, but it's been beautiful for me. So
definitely,
I think that's what in my
with this marriage, you guys created a beautiful baby. We all have preconceived ideas on what motherhood would be like. What has been one of the surprising things that your daughter has brought to your life?
Whew, just how to just be fierce and just, she's brought joy to my life, number one. I mean, I've had joy, but this is joy on unspeakable levels. Like, I'm just appreciative for life. And through her, I had a lot of people don't know, but I had a really, really tough time bringing her into this world. And, that whole time that I was in the hospital and, the time from the time of her birth to my postpartum,
Wow.
it's just been an eye-opening experience of just trusting God. Like, she has taught me how to trust God. And I know that it couldn't have happened any other way, except through her. And God sent her to teach me that, how to just trust him and have faith that, he controls everything. And before then, I was just very nervous and very, shaky on certain things. But until I had that experience in the hospital with her and almost, losing myself, like, that's when I completely grasped onto the fact that God is in control of everything, and I should just have faith and believe and know that he has a plan for my life, and I shouldn't worry, because man, it's just, I don't want to get emotional or anything like that, because it's such a tough experience. It was very dear to my heart, very close to my heart, and a lot of people don't know about it because I haven't talked about it really, but she has taught me how to have faith and how to just trust God and let him be in control of my life.
That's a beautiful thing.
And it's a very beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. And it couldn't have happened any other way except through her, so it had to happen. So, I mean, she's a blessing.
How has your relationship with your daughter influenced your music?
In many ways. It has really brought me to this point of being open, and not being so closed in with my feelings. I'm so affectionate with her, and I'm so open with my daughter. Now, when I go in the studio, it's like, whatever's inside of me, I'm not afraid to let it out. And I'm going to write about it. I'm going to speak about it. If this is the way that I have to get through it, then I'm just going to put it all out in the open. And I'm just going to hope that is, comforted by what I'm saying or comforted through this message. And, my relationship with her, like I said, has just taught me to be open and not, and fearless. And fearless, not to regret anything that I go through. Just to be honest about who I am and what I'm going through at that moment. And, it's a beautiful thing.
Would you let your daughter pursue this business, entertainment or music?
Oh God!
Because you started at a very young age. Would you allow her that?
Yes. Oh man. At the end of the day, I really can't control what she wants to do. I mean, I can control it now, but when she gets older, I can't, try to sway her into doing something that, I believe is good for her. I can only pray and ask God that she make the right decisions. But if it was completely up to me, I would not let her pursue the music industry because it is just so tough, and it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? You have to have a strong heart, tough skin to really do this thing. And that's how I know that God just, he gave me this gift to use it in this way. And, that's why I can't really give up on it, because I know this is something that this is my purpose. But for my daughter, I would just try to let her know everything that she needs to know about, this industry. And if she was to ever consider it or, ever pursue it, then, I'll just be there to support her and make sure that, she has someone to talk to and ask questions.
Definitely.
I think that's the important thing.
And you'll be a really great resource.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna be there by her side. So, but I can't control what she does. But I can only, like I said, I can only pray and ask God to guide her. So.
If you guys just tuned in, I'm of course here with singer-songwriter Tiffany Evans. She's released a new incredible EP. I've been playing it since it was released. We've been playing it here on KEMPIREradio.com. Make sure you guys go download it. We are making it available on our Facebook and our Twitter and everything like that. So you can download it tonight. And make sure you tweet Miss Tiff Evans on Twitter and let her know that you're listening and let her know that you found out about it from here on KEMPIRE Radio. But Tiffany, before we let you go, anytime we have singers, first of all, you have to know because there are people that can sing and people that have different sounds, and they're great in their own right. But you have one of those kinds of voices that I put you up there with the Mariahs, the people that can really sing. You have to know that you are a singer. Right? Do you know that, right?
I know. In the most humble way.
You really have an incredible voice. And from this interview, a lot of people in the chat room are just loving your spirit and sharing the fact that you're sharing your many lessons over the last few years. Thank you so much for that.
I love you guys. I really do.
Please share with us. You don't have to sing a full song. I mean, we'll see you in concert for that. But sing a little something for your fans that are listening right now.
Okay. Well, you know what? Just because you put me on the spot. You know what? Actually, I'm really a shy person. I'm really, really shy. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm really shy. But this is my fans. I'll do it. Just a little something, right?
Yeah, just a little something.
Okay. Let's see. Can nobody ever replace the love of God for you, babe? I want you to know that you ain't never going nowhere. Hey, baby, I want you to know I love you. I love you.
Yes, Miss Tiffany Evans. Tiffany, first of all, when are you going on tour? When are you coming back to New York City, your hometown, to perform?
Honey, I am actually trying to do something with SOB.
Yes.
Ooh, did I say something? Yes. So I'm trying to do something with that, and I'm actually getting back into rehearsal with Sean Bankhead, and he is just going to come up with some amazing stuff for a show and a possible tour. So I will keep you guys updated on that, but I'm definitely going to be hitting the road very, very
soon. And you don't play when it comes to the dancing either.
Oh, honey, no. Okay, it's everything.
I was very impressed.
Everything.
I was like, she can sing and she can dance. Woo!
Okay, I mean, we have to serve life on stage. We have to serve. So, I love dance, and it's everything about me, like it's all in me, so I have to let it out. But it's gonna be good, especially with 143 and the music that we have, the live instrumentation and all of that stuff. It's gonna be fly, so I'm excited.
Most definitely. You spend a short time working with Matthew Knowles, and I'm sure everyone asks you, but what were some of the things that you learned in the short period of time of working with Matthew Knowles?
Just hard work. I mean, he is just very consistent, and he's tough. And as a woman, he was sharing with me some things about, the industry that, I kind of already knew, but he took it to another level when he just sat down and explained to me that, Tiffany, it is okay to stand up for what you believe in, and to be strong, because as a woman, you have it even tougher than a man. You have to almost demand your respect. And, sort of along the lines of what Beyonce was saying in her documentary, it's nice to be polite, but when it comes to business, you have to be able to stand firm. And that's exactly what I learned from him. And I do not mind voicing what I believe is right and being tough about, business. So
Definitely.
that's it. That is it.
And before we let you go, first of all, shout out to Tiffany Evans for being here for it's been years in the making to finally get her here on the show.
Yeah,
So
I
we're so
love
excited to
that.
have her here. But don't forget her EP, which is incredible. You guys know I do not co-sign on BS. It's incredible,
Yeah.
incredible. And I was really impressed that you co-wrote all of these songs. I was like, wow. And shout out to Elijah Blake,
Really.
who we love here on the show as well. I saw he
Yes, and
collaborated.
Ryan Jones and
Yes.
all the producers on the EP, Sweets, Chris and T, all of them, they really did a damn good job, and I'm
Mhm.
just so happy. I'm happy with the results.
Let's play a quick game before we let you go. It's called Finish This
Okay.
Sentence. It's not that inventive, but or innovative. But finish this
Okay.
sentence. Love is.
Love is kind.
Mm. Life is.
Life is a lesson.
The world needs.
The world needs love.
I am insecure when.
Ooh, I'm insecure when I am performing in front of a small audience of
Mm.
people.
The person I want to be most proud of me is.
The person I want to be most proud of me is my daughter.
Hmm.
hmm
My biggest fear is.
My biggest fear. Oh my gosh, do I have to say this? Okay.
Yes, come on,
My
share it.
fear. My biggest fear is flying.
Really?
Yes.
You're gonna be
Oh,
touring, girl.
baby. I hate flying.
Oh.
I hate it.
Tomorrow's gonna be Saturday, so on a Saturday night, I am.
On a Saturday night, I'm twerking
Oh.
to some booty music.
What?
Yes, on a Saturday night, I'm getting my life.
my favorite place to write songs are, or my favorite place is to write songs is.
My favorite place to write songs is in the closet.
Oh,
Yes.
why is that?
Because I get to really pour out my feelings and just, not be afraid of anyone paying attention to me, watching me. That's the time. In the closet is when I really become free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My biggest inspiration is.
My biggest inspiration is Jesus Christ.
Mm.
Honestly, every day I try to be like him. And it's hard now, but I'm on the road today. It's hard, but I'm on the road.
Miss Tiffany Evans, we appreciate you dropping by here on the show.
Oh,
Please
bless
do
you.
not be a stranger.
I won't. I have to stop by when the full album is in the works.
Yes,
So,
most
yes,
definitely.
honey.
What is?
Yes.
Let everybody know what else is coming up in the near future that they should be on the lookout for.
Well, guys, honestly, I'm going to have some very, very dope announcements coming very soon. Right now, we are looking for which single should get a video first. Which single which song from 143 should get a video
That's
first?
gonna be hard.
And you guys actually help. Yes, I mean, it's been really tough. But you guys can help me make that decision. You just have to go to my website, TiffanyEvansOfficial.com, and you can vote on the songs chosen there, and pick your favorite song on which one you think should go first, or kind of debate with everyone else about your favorite record. And then also, take one. The webisode is coming, Tiffany Tuesdays. Next Tuesday, you should get the first episode. And be on the lookout for a tour. I mean, we are really about to do the damn thing. So you guys have to just tune in and stay locked on my Twitter at Miss Tiff Evans, MSTIFFEVANS, or my website, TiffanyEvansOfficial.com, and stay locked in there because there's going to be so much going on. So
most definitely.
And
everybody needs to go right now and download her new EP 143. And here's one of my many favorite songs off of the EP. It's called I Ride for You. Tiffany Evans, thank you so much. We ride for you. So definitely
I ride for y'all. I love y'all so much. Shout out to Team Tiff, and you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much.
Most definitely. Tiffany Evans here on KEMPIRE Radio's TKIF. Here's I Ride for You from her new EP 143.
Peace.